the game isn't all that. And let me adjust the volume. All right. So we're going to be checking out The Wandering Village. Just for full disclosure, this is a sponsored segment. I am being paid to play this game right now. That said, I have played this game where I wasn't being paid before, way back when it was on, I can't remember if it was a demo or the early access. I think it was the early access release, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever it was. But this is a roguelike city builder. That basically, you're building your city on this little platform here on top of the dinosaur. And the way it works in the roguelike element is the dinosaur will wander along and it'll hit a branch in the road. And at the beginning, it's just going to go through and do its own thing. But eventually, you can take control of the dinosaur and be like, hey man, between plague and drought, I'd really like to do the drought. Plague sounds terrible. And you can steer the dinosaur to go towards whatever you got there. And then sometimes you pull up and you're like, all of these are terrible, I hate them all. Which one is the least terrible? And you get all that going. It still feels loud. I think it's just the style of things. Now, one thing I do try to have whenever we play a new game is I will go into settings and find accessibility stuff. So we've got the UI scale, that's a classic. And I did turn that up because we do have people who watch on their phones and tablets and all that sort of stuff. So I almost always scale up the UI. You've got edge scroll off. That is a motion sickness thing, so I'm glad that's on there. You got multiple language support. A whole bunch there. Audio, you got a bunch of different things you can change. Nothing accessibility there, but that's cool. You can have just graphic settings, nothing big there. You can change your controls. This is implying that it has not detected I'm using Dvorak instead of QWERTY. That's fine. Twitch. Bear with me. I will authorize that. I think it's connected. Okay, so apparently there's Twitch integration, and the implication is apparently we will have random people in the colony named after people in chat. I'm hoping it's one of these ones that's smart enough to only take active chatters. And then it says you will be able to direct the dino. So, cool. Whichever one of you caused the most trouble will become the sacrifice. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the game. So we do have 3 different modes. I don't believe there were 3 different modes when we last played it. When the world, someone uses Dvorak? Yes, there are many, many keyboard layouts used out there. I happen to use the Dvorak keyboard layout. There's also like Workman, Acerti, QWERTY. I always forget what the heck the name of the German layout is. You've got keyboard layouts for Mandarin and all that. So assuming everyone's using QWERTY is a mistake for devs. To be clear, and this is a thing I actually cover with a lot of different companies, when you look at the way you can program keyboards, I can say, QWERTs, thank you. So you can sit there and be like, okay, the W key is up. Is one way of programming it. The other way you can program it is the key in position 3 is up, which happens to be the W key in QWERTY. But then when I'm using Dvorak, if you go and check the key position 3, you don't care what letter it is. It's the key that's on that spot. And that'll make it work with any layout, unless you're using a really bizarre keyboard, at which point, so far as like different style, and then that's a whole separate thing. Let's see, no only one mode before? Yeah, they only had one mode. So we have the epic journey with Onbu to discover the source of the infestation, a great starting point with an optional tutorial. Considering we played the early access version of this like 2 years ago, this seems to be the default mode. This seems to be the, hey, you're looking for things to get a whole lot. And yeah, it looks like it'll just keep getting worse and worse. And then the sandbox is, you know, whatever you want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and choose story mode. We have not played this in over 2 years, so I don't remember anything about it. But we have the tutorial mode, which is the builder elder shows you the ropes and how to take care of your settlement. After an initial guided experience, this mode transitions seamlessly into the playthrough on normal difficulty. And then this is if you've already done the tutorial and you just want to jump in the normal difficulty. Play at your own pace. A growing village will lead to more challenges, but there's no pressure to progress. And then you got hard. Use your resources to survive and keep Onbu healthy. The needs of your villagers will grow over time. Anbu will gradually venture deeper into infested territory. And they have the question mark here. Okay, so this'll, yeah, and this'll give you the difficulty mode. So the poisonous fungus spread rate is 50%. The villager poison susceptibility is 100%. Anbu poison susceptibility is 75%. Yeah, so that's the exact same stats between that. And then hard mode, it's basically like double to 1.5 everything. Anbu takes 200% damage from hunger, exhaustion, and poison. But yeah, and they got a bunch of stats. Okay, but regardless, this is our first time playing, so we are going to go into the tutorial. Anbu looks like the old legends said they would. Capable of carrying a villager on its back, its massive earthen body embodies the spirit of earth and suggests warmth. Anbu reminds you of Indigon, a mythical creature whose legends were told to folks of the north. Made of solidite, traces of phosphorus in its body glow in soft green. Only affects visual appearance. Okay, so this is cosmetic. So we can rename it a bunch thing. No, I was gonna be like Ultrasaurus. We're gonna ride on the back of Ultrasaurus. Like, that has connotations we can just leave alone. Anbu is cute. You like the dark one? I like the dark one more as well. Yeah, and for those that don't know the answer, another fantastic content creator, been playing some Date Everything. As a heads up, does stream in German. So just so you know, we do have a decent number of people here who speak German. But just to be aware, while they do speak English and they can understand it, they do stream in German. Naming things is always hard. I was hitting the delete key. We don't know what happened there. I don't know what I agreed to.
Wildest dreams did we imagine what we would find.
Actually, give me a moment. We're gonna go ahead and just reload there, because there was at least 2 screens I skipped back because I was trying to delete the letter, and when I hit delete, it advanced the screen. So that's certainly something. I just hey, hang on. We'll read that later. Save and exit. New game, story mode, tutorial mode, Dark Lizard. I'll just leave it at Anbu. Okay. All right. So summary. Yeah, so we're going to have this. I'm going to not use delete and say, I have no idea if I'm Dvorak or QWERTY mode now. On stream. That's fine. Except. Okay, so literally it just was one screen.
Our homes by the toxic spores. We kept wandering, looking for shelter. But not in our wildest dreams did we imagine what we would find.
You can barely hear the game. I'll turn it up here in a minute, because it seemed like the music was blasting for me. But we can adjust it. Just if I can have someone either say, yeah, game speech is quiet, cool, then I will adjust it up. Ah, there you are. Good to see you, my friend. After all the years we've traveled, all the hardship we've endured together, who would have thought that we'd run into Anbu of all things? It's truly amazing, isn't it, dear? We might be the first humans to have seen one in a couple 100 years. But the poor thing seems exhausted and has gone back to sleep for now. I had thought that Anbu slept underground, but the poisoning of the soil must have woken it up. I wonder if it can even sustain itself up here on the surface. But if we take care of it, it might care for us in return. But if push comes to shove, we might have to prioritize our own well-being in order to survive. Though that is a decision that we would like to pass on to you. We may have led our people here, but I think this is a good opportunity for someone new to take over. To ease the transition, dude, you got this thing going on your scalp there that cannot be healthy. Because that is green. That is clearly some kind of infection. To ease the transition, I could teach you a little of what I've learned. Tutor even. A tutorial, so to say. What do you think? Alright, so. Cool, we have our controls and all that set up. So yeah, so you can see Ambu sitting there chilling. Let's go to settings. You know what I bet it is? I'm willing to bet that was just for that one cinematic Luxray. If it comes up again, we'll mess with it. Alright. The tutorials that appear here will teach you everything you need to know, but if you ever want to double check something or read about it in greater detail, you can always consult the Elder's Notebook. Open it by clicking this tutorial with the book icon on the button at the top right of the screen, or by pressing the G button. Boom. Game goals. Try to survive for as long as you can. To do so, you'll need to provide your villagers with shelter, food, research, and new technologies, and scavenge materials from all kinds of biomes. Also, don't forget to take care of Ambu, your giant companion. If all of your villagers or Ambu die, it's game over. Okay, so you can move the camera. Alright, and then there's game speeds. You can pause the game, and you can unpause. You can set it up to 4 times speed. Zoom in and out using the mouse wheel. Oh, you go way out. Okay. When done, you can return to the village view. Place 2 wood-cutting camps. Place the camps near this will give you a steady supply of wood. Clear space for new buildings. To construct buildings, open the building menu. Alright, so building menu. And you want me to build... That's repair 2. That's the build menu. Ah, here we go. So wood cutting camp. So place 1 wood cutting camp over there. And 1 over here. And it hasn't told me yet, but I'm obviously going to need a stockpile to store stuff. It might be a tattoo. It's a questionable tattoo. Okay. So, notice that no one's working at your woodcutting camps yet. Currently, all of your villagers are set to free workers ready to perform general tasks such as construction. Select the camps and go to their details windows. You can assign workers. You can assign 2 workers to each of your camp. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Warning flags. You currently have several buildings that have raised warning flags to notify you that there's something wrong. Click on the warning flag widget, which I'm not seeing. I'm assuming just click on the building. To resolve all warning flags. Oh, where's... Ah, here. It was up here. It's already sorted. Apparently you can click on the warning thing there and it'll just take you. Place a mining camp near the rocks. Fair enough. Pretty typical introduction. So what are the rocks? So you are rocks. So we can click on that. We can assign workers. I completely missed that dialogue because I'm just autopiloting. Food. Your villagers are going to need food. One sustainable way to get food is by constructing a berry gatherer near the berry bushes. Fair enough. We've done this before in many games. So, berry gatherer. What are the berry bushes? Those are berry bushes there. Those are berry bushes there. Do we have an area with abundance? There's a lot of berry bushes. Okay. So get them working on that. I like the 2D drawn animation people, even though like all the other assets, it kind of has a nice aesthetic to it. Especially with Anbu is clearly 3D rendered. It gives like sort of like a Titan AE vibe, or you know, some of these other ones where you got like the mixed genres. Okay, Berry Gatherer is still being constructed. Anbu's overall health is at 100%. The villager happiness details. They're unhappy because they're homeless. And we're at day 1 in a mountains biome. Yeah, it reminds you of a storybook kind of vibe? Yeah, no, it's pretty solid. So we're going to go ahead and build the berry. I know that's way down there. I'm fully anticipating, with the size of this area, we're going to probably fully utilize it. And these are clay deposits. We'll want those as well. Okay. We are gaining villagers. If your villager's happy is high enough, your village will periodically attract nomads. Once they have arrived, the population will should light up, and you can accept them into the village. Sure, I will accept people. Oh, you just click and they just show up. Okay, so we're just waiting for them to finish building this. You're conflicted that Rual didn't say anything about riding on the Bronto's back. Are we body shaming people in Toxic Wasteland now? No, we're only shaming their tattoo choices. It's like when someone gets like a tattoo of like no regards as a meme for the no regards thing, and you're like, okay, I mean the first one was they got a tattoo person who didn't know how to spell and made a mistake, and now it's embarrassing. But the second person, that was just weird. This is Bronto you meant? Yeah, no, the Bronto's fantastic. I actually didn't check, because we're supposed to have people names. So we got Artemis, Sylvester, Sentient Cookie, there you are running around. So it seems like some of them are being named and some of them aren't. Mommy. Your name is Mommy. Okay, that's certainly a choice. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet you the starting ones were the random names, and the ones that we had join us were chat. Alright, so we need to build a clay location near the clay. Game looks cool. Yeah, no, we played the early access version way back, and this is the actual release version. I will need to assign 2 workers to it. Light rain. Rain falls upon Anbu, raising humidity. Cookie is not a sacrifice. Do not eat. Counter argument. What if, hear me out, what if we did eat a cookie? We have a research building that doesn't look like they have to be on any specific place. And also, there's 2 beds. We've got a bunch of people. So that would be 6 people. That'd be 12 people. And then a couple for growth. Alright, research building, we're going to add workers. And now I just need to wait for our people to build. You feel raising a humidity as a personal attack this time of the year auto downvote. That said, I don't think we can sacrifice anyone to Anbu yet. We'll get there. We just got to keep in mind our 2 objectives. One is to build a pretty park with 1 monument, and the other one is to commit the ultimate sacrifice of praying to Anbu while feeding 5 people to Anbu. Ambu is currently lying down. The ground toxicity is none. If Ambu was standing, air toxicity would apply. Oh. Wait, what's going on? Hey, Ambu, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing, Ambu? That's where Ambu just, like, shakes it off. Everyone goes sailing. End of civilization. When berry bushes are idle, that happens and there aren't enough berry bushes near the workplace. You can uproot berry bushes by doing that and harvest. Oh, so we can uproot bushes and move them. Okay, that's good to know. So... and there's a priority system. How do people easily get on this back? Mountain climbing. Yes, as you see, Ambu will slowly start working their way across the map. And like we can see down here on the edge, there's an abandoned encampment. But Ambu will make their way. So you do city building, and that's the roguelike part of it. The roguelike part of it is they're going to walk down this path and will eventually hit a fork in the road. They'll have to make decisions about where we're going. Supposedly, chat is going to be the one to get to choose where we go. That you are in control of Ambu. I don't know how that's going to actually work, like if it's going to present a thing in chat. We're going to learn it together. We have a puddle. Harvest the puddle. Poor Ambu, they're so doomed. Yeah, remember, chat, when you start voting, this adorable little bean is who you're hurting. So, think about it. I would zoom into Ambu's face so you could see that, but it is apparently not a thing I can do. So villager happiness, we are working on making people not homeless. The food variety, food quality, and housing are all terrible. Anbu's metabolism. Current heart rate is 3.0. And we can get resources. So we have new nomads arriving. Anbu will live without your people. We can choose between continue the path left or right to vote. You remember? Gotcha. Anbu hunger grows. Okay, we got some new people in the village. Is there a view where I can see the village roster? Rollbot's here, working on the research place. There's Infinity Simplex. We got you running around doing general labor. Just the name Mommy. Got Sylvester. Alright, so we got the research bushing. Berry bushes. Your berry gatherers are idle. Uproot one bush. I've already got it queued. Make sure to uproot a berry bush that's not already in your gatherer's range. Someone wants to talk to you. I see you've noticed this strange pile of rubble as well, my friend. There seems to be something buried here, though it's hard to tell what that is right now, but we might be able to learn more if you dig it up. I don't know about this. Maybe it was buried for a reason. Oh, come on, dear. Aren't you at least a bit curious? Who knows? It might be something that could really benefit us. Yep, so there you go. Now the research building is finished, research air wells. Click on the gear to press T on your keyboard. Research air well. Researching costs 25 wood in this case, so make sure to stock up. Once selected, it could take a while for your researchers to finish research. Well, considering we are consuming our wood as fast as we're getting it, that'd be a thing. Mommy is everyone's mommy, their base mommy. Okay, so I have clicked on it. I assume that means it's doing. The tents and all that are just waiting on wood. I am general labor, and I command the laborious task. Begone, they are all solved. Okay, so it looks like the clay deposits do recuperate, which is interesting. Oh, you're researching. That's a really weird way of researching. They are researching there. Gonna be honest, looks like you've joined a cult. Pretty sure you just joined a cult is all. Let's bump the priority on these. Because I'm assuming we want to uproot those and put all of them down in the same area. So we're doing fine in our food. Okay, so it looks like we have temperature, we have humidity, and we have air toxicity to worry about. They're harvesting knowledge from Ambu's spirit energy? Probably. We have mushrooms. I'm sure we'll do at some point. Plant and berry. Okay, so I see. I don't have to go like... I thought I was going to have to move stuff or whatever. So in this case, I want you to go around, pull up all of these berry bushes to get them down to that berry bush range. To slowly cultivate this place. Because then the assumption is you gradually get all that cleared up. Oh, wait, whoa. Cancel that. Apparently removing Ambu's spikes reduces Ambu's trust. So we apparently don't want to pull those up. Because it makes Ambu big sad. Or big mad. It makes Ambu not happy. And that's the part we care about. That's cool, like the bioluminescence thing going on there. Alright, so we are approaching the abandoned village, and then we've got a crossroad up ahead. Just a billion tools chipping away at the ground. Okay, and they are gradually planting our bushes over there by our food collectors. Alright, we've learned air wells. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the farm next, because that sounds like renewable food, which seems important. Okay, air well. Extracts water from the air, works better at higher humidity levels, no water is produced in deserts. Fair enough. Alright, so you want me to clear the strange rubble. Water. Berries are a good food source, but your villagers appreciate variety. Cultivating crops require water, so build an air well and assign workers to it. The air well can be found in the food category. Construct an air well. Air well's efficiency depends on the current biome's humidity. You can check the current humidity by using the humidity gauge in the top bar. Fair enough. So we go here. We build an air well. I'm assuming with our farms, we'll have to put it on the green part. So I'm going to go ahead and shove you right over here. Durability indestructible. Durability low. Okay, durability lowest. So what I'm understanding here is things will happen that cause durability problems. But that'll give us a source of water. In the meantime, we will tell them to... Oh. If we let that slowly dry out, it'll become a clay deposit. I see. So yeah, so it looks like the clay is renewable and all that. The stone, I'm guessing, is probably not renewable. Either we're going to have like giant ones that we can get more, or likely what'll probably happen is there'll be some way to renew things. It does make me wonder if over time, as you get low on resources, it does become a thing to harvest a little bit of the Ombu spikes, which then Ombu does not like, and then do stuff to please Ombu. So kind of be like, I'm doing this thing that you're not a huge fan of, but it's totes okay. Have a sacrifice. Alright, we got more people here. There's got to be a roster here of some kind, right? Okay, that's telling us our difficulty. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see is... Alright, so later we're going to get refining, Ombu food, Ombu interaction, poison, exploration. Okay, and we finished in our research. Let me go ahead and go for the water tank now, which is going to be water storage. Alright, so farm. Yes, it does have to be placed on the grass. So my assumption of what we'll probably do is I'll put the farm there with the expectation of eventually I'm going to get rid of that woodcutter. Because my guess here, what's going to happen... Oh, I appreciate that. So this is apparently one of those games where you can just, when the materials run out in an area, we can just grab the building and be like, hey, move it right there. Oh, like literally it just teleports there. Alright, heck yeah. I wouldn't mind if they even had breakdown and rebuild. It does make me happy it's not always ones that we have to wait until, you know, a whole big process. Assign a worker here. Oh. Yep, that helps. Disable buildings. The research building has nothing to do when no active research. Disable it for now. Ah, I don't have enough research. Okay, so disable the building for now. Farming. Construct a farmhouse and assign 2 people to it. At least 2 people. Okay. Add plot. Task priorities. You have multiple open tasks. Prioritize any of them. Okay, so we just prioritize that task to be a little bit higher. Wild growth. Some vegetation, such as mushrooms and herbs, occasionally grow in small clusters on Anbu backs. So keep an eye out and harvest them. Harvest a wild mushroom. Be quick, because they decay in a short amount of time and leave compost behind. I gotcha. So we're probably going to say, hey, harvest those, like, right now. It also gives us a range of, like, whether it's going to grow really well or badly based on humidity and temperature and all that. And it mentions we can make this into Anbu food. Yep, and you're just letting me know that you got stuff going on here. We can also, in the meantime, go over here. Continue making a path over there. Oh, I cannot move that building. Interesting. So apparently some of these buildings we can move, some we can't. Is there another place with a lot of clay? There's a lot of clay right over here. Let's actually cancel that, because it looks like that comes back relatively quick. Alright. Where are my resources list? Yeah, we can show that. Okay, it's interesting that it just says beat. I don't seem to actually choose it, it just does it. Not enough resources available. Oh, I think it's complaining about not enough water. Meanwhile, we can check on our research. I think that's good to go again. Not enough workers available. Okay, so now we're at a point where we're waiting for our workers. That just comes with time as long as the village is relatively happy. Yeah, and we're running into issues where I'm pulling in water, but I'm using it faster than I'm pulling it in. It's important to keep an eye on your villagers' happiness. I mean, we're doing what we can. Managing your workers. You currently don't have any free workers. This means general tasks such as construction will not be completed. Make sure you have one free worker. Look, man. I can only do so much. Cool. Research Hornblower. Your villager's survival is tied to that of Anbu. You'll need to learn how to understand and work with each other. Research and build a hornblower to communicate with Anbu. Research hornblower and do it at the research place. Well, that's gonna take time. For the moment, we gotta wait for chat to get over here so they can start working for me. Yeah, so I think, let's go look at this, because it looks like that's going to stall. We have landscaping, we have hornblower, it just is wood. So I can go ahead and switch over to hornblower. Yeah, so it looks like water is going to be a big pain point for us. And I don't want to build a second one because I already don't have enough workers. So we're going to kind of have to wait. Think. Oh, so we searched the abandoned camp and we got 3 tools out of it. Anbu has evacuated its bowels. Good for you, Anbu. 2 nomads would like to join. Alright, so I am seeing a thing with making the UI a little bit bigger. Is we aren't able to see... There we go. We aren't able to quite see the notifications of this going on. So I just shrunk it. It's a little bit bigger than it starts at, but not quite full size. So we got 2 settlers. Okay, so we are going to hit a fork in the road. It looks like we've got a rain cloud to the southeast. It seems to be moving away from us, though. So I think it's just going to leave us behind. So I don't really know what we've got going on our 2 paths here. And I believe right now we don't have control of Anbu, so it kind of doesn't matter. I have a thing I get, or I think maybe you control Anbu and then maybe I have the thing. We'll figure it out. Yeah, you keep cutting those trees. You're about to run out of that in range. Right, and I still need you to... Anbu seems unsure about what path to take at the upcoming crossroads. We should figure it out, Anbu. Ever thought of that? Hey, Unek, how's it going? Okay, and that can store 75 of each material, so it's not like a cap of, like, you have 1,000 units of storage. It does make it so everyone has a little bit going on there. So we got 18 people. So let's go here. And I need more people. Okay, so we finished the hornblower. We can get a pantry to store food, a flop house for cooking stuff, a water tank. Ecologist, landscaping. We'll go ahead and get the pantry since we have materials for it. Meanwhile, Anbu commands. The hornblower can be found in the Anbu interaction category building menu, which can be placed in Anbu's head. Once constructed, you can give Anbu a variety of commands. Access them by selecting the hornblower and giving the Anbu view. Alright, so we got a hornblower to be able to interact with Anbu. We have now run out of stone nearby here. We can go up here and start mining that stone. It's kind of up and down this week, just feeling bad sometimes. Not sure why, but you're feeling good now. You love this game, it's a cozy city builder? Yeah. I do hope you feel better or whatever. What I need, though, is I need more people. And I am deliberately moving this forestry place to be around that so we can clear out that around it. Okay. We can grab a flop house. Let's drop the speed down a little bit. So we got a pantry, which can store 50 of each of the foods. That's fine. All right. Yeah, so the issue is I have too many jobs and not enough people to work them. Which is fixing itself over time as more people join. So, Anbu, did you make a decision where we're going yet? Okay, so Anbu decided that southeast is where we're going. So we do see that we've got these out here in the distance I'll be able to get more materials from in the long run. We do have the rain cloud just continuing on its way. But for the now, we're still in the mountain biome. And we got new people in our place. Alright, so we finally have a couple of free workers to actually do stuff. They're basically waiting on this to be mined. I can slow down time. We got the flop house. Makeshift housing for up to 30 villagers. Inhabitants are more susceptible to poison due to cramped conditions. Oh. That seems ethical and fine. So basically, instead of having nice tents where we can keep them all separated, we can have a very likely to get sick in it house, but you know, got lots of space in there. So in the meantime, let's keep our free workers free right now. Let's avoid building more stuff that requires more workers. We finished that. We can get corn and cactus. Anbu Discipliner. You can be used to make Anbu listen to commands, hurts Anbu and its trust in you. Eat command. Commands Anbu to eat. Only works at designated feeding spots. So Anbu is getting really, really sleepy. Anbu evacuates his bowels. Is there a reason you need to notify me of that? We are starting to get a couple of homeless people. Are you on Anbu yet? I haven't seen a thing where I can see like a list of names. But kind of just clicking on them and seeing what their names are. There's Earthrush Stony, ENX over there. Okay, Ambu needs a nap. Excessive Ace is also here. Let's see here. We got new research, which is an eat command. You don't have enough resources. We can get a mitochondriast, which plants mushrooms. We'll need that to feed Ambu. You're on the dinosaur? Yes. It's really hard for me to keep up with who's where and doing what. Because, like, no, as far as I can tell, there's no nameplates or anything like that. There's no, I haven't seen a list of people. There's Sentient Cookie, Sylvester. Yes, looks like Eunuch. Yeah, Eunuch's a general labor. Cerise the Mage is up here. Flem Sneezy's here. Yeah, right now you're helping just run around doing like general labor. Is there a limit on needed message to find oneself? No, so like I don't even know if you have to be active. I actually just don't know. Oh, interesting. It appears to be an ancient structure, some kind of tower maybe? What do you make of it, dear? Interesting. In all my years, I've never seen anything quite like it. Or maybe, no, it couldn't be. Either way, it seems a remarkably good shape given its age. The foundations are intact and many of the other parts look usable as well. If we can figure out how they fit together and supplement some of our own resources, we might be able to repair it. I don't know what we can stand to gain from this. Our resources are limited and in my opinions, better used elsewhere. But dear, isn't not knowing the exciting part? I think we should do it if we can afford to, but either way, that isn't our decision anymore, is it? Mysterious structure. Decayed, overgrown ruins. We don't know its original purpose. I will queue it to be repaired, even though we're not going to be able to do anything with it. Alright, so we got 2 new nomads. Yeah, like it's the big thing is not being able to kind of attrition who's where or whatever. It's really hard to kind of see what's getting done. And the horn blower has been constructed. Eunuch, excessive A's. Kiona Chick is here. We have Wang. Flem Sneezy. Rawlbot. I keep forgetting the Rawlbot's there. The Ince is here. You're a berry gatherer apparently. There's no list of colonists since everyone is a general worker and there's no direct control. Yeah. Now it's just kind of a little bit of a bummer for like. Let's check to see if there's any settings for, do they have like nameplates or anything? I don't think they do. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, so sadly it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, give Ambu any horn command. So we can eat, run, all that sort of stuff. We're gonna wait for Mitt to do that. My assumption is if you tell Ambu to run, that's when your structures probably start taking damages. Total needs. 8.88 versus 8.75. I don't really get it, but okay. We covered this earlier. Run equals earthquake. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe we can manage to more precisely learn research yet? Yeah, later. So we're waiting on clay. Interestingly enough, it seems like even my non-stone cutters can cut stone if I mark it for harvest in general. You can move you over to that edge. And you over there just to keep clearing out this around. You're working on getting me all that stone. We're just letting Ambu sleep for a little bit here. So we can get the next thing sorted. How many general workers do we have? We have 4. And they're still doing lots of stuff, so let's just leave them be. Because I'll let them slowly get these berry bushes moved down to this area. And with that, we'll have a lot more stuff. You don't run anywhere. In fact, you train people. You tell. If you see me running, don't ask any questions, follow me, because something has gone terribly wrong. Alright, there's more people. How are we doing on our research? What's going on with that? Ah, we're waiting on clay. Okay, so it might be time that we just say, alright, here's another clay gathering camp. We can put that up there to help with the clay situation. Alright. Because you're waiting on clay for this. This is waiting on clay as well. It's almost done. We're going to need more. Have a berry gather in range of 16 or more berry bushes. We just got an achievement for it. Show interactions. Command them to walk. They're right about to be done fully sleeping, so it's like, alright, let's do the command. Research, resource refinement. Okay. I guess it's way over here. So I'm assuming that... Okay, so you do keep the investment you've made. Let's go ahead and start refining resources. Yeah, so Anbu has accepted our command and is now walking. And Anbu was getting hungry. And we are getting our flop house. So now we have our horrible cramped conditions housing available. So that way, as I aggressively expand, we can potentially put people in here. Because the housing quality 1. Yeah, because that gives us a slight protection from poisonous air. This gives us a massive penalty against poisonous air. Alright. We've got carpentry unlocked. Let's go for the stonemason. Alright, so we have a carpenter here. It's not really a good spot where I've got things already. Go ahead and put that up there. I think we need another air well. Because it doesn't look like I'm gaining any kind of ground on it whatsoever. 3 nomads would like to join. Alright. Because that'll be a carpenter, then we can get the stonemasons. Okay, research done on the stonemason stuff. We can get a bunch of different materials stuff. Better houses. Anbuologist gathers knowledge about Anbu, creates Anbu notes. Feeding trebuchet. We don't have what we need yet for the feeding trebuchet, but that sounds like it'd be a good time. Alright, so go ahead and get the mitochondria so that way we can start getting mushroom production, because that's apparently what Anbu eats. So we get the stonemason. So go ahead and plunk that up here. Uproot that. And we're now making planks. We have herbs that are growing. Gonna move you up here to clear that out. There's another berry bush hidden up here we can add to this spot. Decayed crop can be harvested into compost, will decay. That's fine. Light rain. Rain falls onto Anbu, raising the humidity. So that means this should give water much faster. Okay, we got a research done on the mitochondria. Rock trumpet, a mushroom that needs salt to grow. It turns rock solid when grown to be harvested for stone. Interesting. Keel shroom, a delicate mushroom grown by mixing soil with herbs and then poisonous fungus. We won't worry about that. We can get the plantations with extra clay. Let's go ahead and get the feeding trebuchet research going. And once we've got those built, we should have what we need to get the structure built and figure out what the heck it's for. Okay, we also need an ombuologist. And you're waiting on the planks, which we are producing. Now, how's our housing and everything going? We currently have 3 free workers. We have a total housing of 58 and 27 people are there. But the thing to keep in mind is this is our really bad housing up here. Can you be a sleepologist? Ambu's enjoying a little mushy mush snack. Hey, Ambu buddy. Oh, you moved on. Okay, so we have a group of nomads up ahead and an abandoned camp. Coming up. Crossroads. If you have a horn and you're approaching a fork, you can give Ambu a command, tell which path to take. Give Ambu a command. Ambu might ignore you if he doesn't trust you enough. Show interactions. So... I'm going to try and say northeast. Okay, chat. You get to vote, apparently, and you only got 30 seconds. I don't know how you do this. Yes, no, 1, 2, I have no idea. But apparently you only get 30 seconds, and I cannot change it. Alright, so 1 did not change it. Left did not change it. Oh, wait, someone did something. Okay, I think it's yes, no. I think it's yes, no. I think it's yes, no if Ambu listens. Yeah, it is yes, no. Okay. So there was our science we have learned. So everyone agreed that Ambu should go north. Yeah, because that should give us tools, and that'll give us more people. Yeah, it is a shame. It is only 30 seconds, so it's not a whole lot of time. Ambu has accepted your command. So apparently chat is Ambu's disagreeability. So you get to decide how cooperative Anbu is, which is a terrifying thing for chat to have the control. Yeah, you had 30 seconds. Yeah, no, that's the thing, and I can't change it, unfortunately. So it is just one of those things that if you wanna have a say, you're gonna have to go fast. And if you're on mobile and you have a 30-second delay, I'm just sorry, because I can't configure it. It's a neat thing, but I don't think, like, for people who are like, oh, I'm not a streamer, I don't get to take advantage of all the fun things, very genuinely, that's not a big part of the game. Like, you would just have based on trust. In one way, it actually is slightly less for me as a content creator, because for others... you would be able to sit there and, you'd have to have Ambu's trust as your way of getting them to agree with you. Versus, you know, chat, it's pleading and bargaining and all those things. Okay, so it is raining lightly. What do you mean, terrible idea, Rual? It worked fine when Arch played the early access version. Chat was so totally nice. I think because Anbu is, like, precious, people are like, no, no, no. We're gonna do what we think is best for Anbu's well-being. Like, if there's ever a situation where you can have something that benefits your people at Anbu's expense, I think chat would rebel against that. Like, going to being able to get, you know, a couple more nomads, but Anbu gets exposed to poison. I think chat would be like, no, Anbu must be protected. It's okay, we're not gonna spawn giant saw blades or whatever. Oh, Noita. Hey, McQueeb, it's good to see you. Thanks for the raid and all that stuff. Let me go and get a shout out from McQueeb. Actually, so I don't do it as well. For those who don't know McQueeb, an absolutely fantastic content creator, does a lot of indie games, doing some Neon Abyss 2 today. I don't know that one if you wanted to talk about it. If you got a raid and run, also, you know, you do what you gotta do. You're always more than welcome and all that. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. So again, if you like lots of indie games, lots of that stuff, a lot of that happens over with McQueeb. Absolutely fantastic content creator. You know, has a whole lot of fun stuff over there. Roguelike platformer, not easy, very Neon. Gotcha. So again, definitely check out McQueeb if you're looking for the indie games and all that stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Found their channel back when they were pursuing like no-hit Noita runs way back, and all that stuff. Did get the record for that if I recall correctly. I believe you were the first one to set that record. I'm 99% sure you set that record. But with all that said, we're playing The Wandering Village today. We start out with 2 Point Museum and their new DLC, which is pretty good. But we are doing a sponsored segment right now of The Wandering Village, which is kind of fun. It's a survival city builder game, but you know, you zoom out and it is on a big old dino, and if we zoom way out, you have roguelike elements where you get to this area and you can choose which path. So like this one had nomads, that one had an abandoned village. We'll be able to explore these later. It also has a little bit of a extra system on it where Anbu has a certain amount of trust in you. So you might be like, oh no, I really want what's on the north path, but you've just really pissed off Anbu, and Anbu just decides he doesn't care what you want and is going to take the other way as you miss out on good things. Was first, overshadowed greatly now. This looks fascinating though. I like the art style. I like the kind of 2D drawing people running around. It does have Twitch integration. The Twitch integration boils down to 2 things. One, your people will have like names from chat, if I can find one. Oh, come on, like half of them are. Yeah, so like here's Eonek, which is one of our chat members. We got White Jaguar, Kiano Chick, those are all chat members. So there's that. Now, you really don't focus much on the individual, so you kind of miss a lot of it. But it also has, where normally when you play it's based on trust, whether when you say like, hey, I want you to turn this way or that way up ahead, with chat they can kind of override that, where chat could be like, yeah, I agree with what the streamer wants Anbu to do, or no, Anbu's gonna do their own thing. Okay, so we're working on getting this shrine thing built. Our research is, oh, we got our mitochondriast. So the mitochondriast plants mushrooms and harvests them. Must be put on dirt soil. So that feels like a perfect place for a mitochondriast. So put that down there. In the meantime, we can go ahead and get an Anbuologist. And then we also need to add a feeding trebuchet so that we can huck food at Anbu aggressively. Okay, so Anbu is getting big sleeps. We're gonna go ahead and suggest Anbu lie down and take a break. So I actually wanted them Anbu to sleep, but I don't actually have the sleep command. Alright, so we have our... Oh, it's like a cinematic. How wonderful. I can't believe we managed to repair it. Dear, isn't that thing like your father's story? What was it called again? I think you're right. It appears to be something called an antenna tower. Legend has it that these towers could capture vibrations in the air and convert them into speech, connecting ancient wandering cities to the people on the ground below. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't even know if it works yet. Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Let's activate it. Would you do the honors, my friend? Wonderful, and if anyone else out there has one of these antenna towers, they might be able to hear them. I didn't think I could get so excited in my old age. Theoretically, yes, but let's remain vigilant. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and we can't afford to trust just anyone. Could you at least feign acting a little excited, dear? So, for story of what's going on here, there's some, like, poisonous fungus thing going on that's forced people to be nomadic to stay away from it. And so we were running from that, and we found Anbu, and we're just trying to survive now. Okay, so you're building this. We'll need workers for that. And then once they get the trebuchet built, we'll be able to aggressively feed Anbu. But yeah, so it's kind of a cool Survivor City builder. Just in like having the roguelike elements and all that. We are doing extremely well on clay now. So when this research goes back, let's start trying to get those other farm types. I still also need to increase my water production. That's been a pain point. Okay, so let's drop back over here. And we can go after corn. Okay. Ombuologist. Okay, and workers, I've still got 10 free workers. You don't think clay was a thing when you played back then? I don't know. We also have all these Anbu spikes thing. They're a source for stone, but if you cut them, they upset Anbu. Because we're like, this is all just a thing that's on Anbu's back. This is part of Anbu. But if your stone situation gets desperate and you're willing to upset Anbu a little, you know, you can just cut away of those a little bit. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, so you're... fast getting rid of all the trees in the area. Alright. The antenna, it's working. It's actually working. We've received our first transmission. Hear me, if you please. We hear you, but the signal's rather bad, because we only know that it's supposed to make, like, things there, and suddenly we know terminology that's appropriate for this technology. Could you please repeat? You, Anbu, talk, a blueprint, upgrade, antenna. Hello? We've lost the signal. But it looks like we managed to send something to us. Let's see here. It appears to be a blueprint to upgrade our antenna tower, just like they said. An upgrade? For this thing we just dug up from the ground a few days ago? I'm really not sure about this. How in the world would anyone access this kind of technology? Don't be so skeptical now, dear. Everything has worked out so far, hasn't it? But I don't think we can find the materials the blueprints calls for on our Anbu. We should keep an eye out for any landmarks on the ground and send scavengers there. Once we've completed the upgrade, we might be able to re-establish contact. Considering the fact they mentioned Ambu, they may even have invaluable information. Okay, so we finished research of corn plantation, and they'll do research of cactus plantation. Ah, here we go. Okay, so that's information. Alright. I see. So what we're going to end up doing is having different crop types. So I'll dedicate like a quarter of this to each type. So I'm going to start taking these away. Yeah, I'll just take those away now. Yeah, so this will be corn. That'll be beets up there. And then there was cactus and one other. So we'll divide it into 4. I don't know if that's a good idea, but that's what we're going to do. So we get a little bit of everything. So pros and cons of all different things. So you need 10 wood planks for the ombuologist. They're desperately trying to cut all that rock that's up there. And upgrading the antenna. Building upgrades requires iron ore. What do you mean Ambu doesn't have a bunch of iron ore casually on its back? Okay, and we grab a tomato plantation. Ooh, you require an alarming amount of water. Alright, so we need to make that happen. We don't have salt. We have the carpentry, we got that. We've got the dung collector, which I'm assuming gives us an alarming amount of compost. We're sitting on a very large amount of clay. So let's go ahead and get the hut. I'm assuming that'll give us better housing. And I keep forgetting what we were building all the time. Oh, it was more crops. That's why I didn't see a building for it. So beet, corn, cactus. My assumption is as we wander biome to biome, we'll have different plants that we need. Okay, in the meantime, I need more water collection. Oh, and here's more villagers. So let's go ahead and get ourselves another air well. You are out of stone nearby. Let's go plunk you right on down here. Just let you cut loose. Oh, and you are ready to grow mushrooms. And then it's basically complaining that some of the crops I'm planting are not in the right temperature. Okay. And we got a second air well going. I might even need a third one. Because I get a lot of research that requires me to have extra water. And I'm not sure if we're even keeping up with water. So you're creating Anbu notes. Research a scavenger hut. Okay, where's the scavenger hut? Okay, so you have the Ambu kitchen, the Ambu cache, the Ambu doctor. Sacrifice villagers. Feeds the current employee of the feeding trebuchet Andu. Decreases Ambu hunger, stops all revolts for a while, increases cult level. Ambu kitchen, Ambu cache, Ambu doctor. Scavenger hut. Scavenger hut. And we have one of our dare drops. We need to feed 5 colonists to that. Yeah, so do the Ambu food thing. Oh, scavenger hut's way over there. Okay, I see. Right. Yeah, the two dare drops we've got to do is I've got to build a pretty park monument, and I need to commit the ultimate sacrifice of feeding 5 people to Anbu while everyone else is praying. Well, while others are praying. I don't think it specifically says everyone else. Feed them as in give them food? I mean, someone will be getting food. Fresh, healthy food for Anbu. Oh. Alright. So basically I said we're going to go towards the healthy food. I think to the north we actually can't see. So if you want Anbu to listen, you say yes. If you want Anbu to not listen, you say no. And only, like, it can't adjust the timer. It's only 30 seconds. So you gotta respond fast. We're gonna give Anbu the healthy mushy mush. Okay, so Anbu is going to do what we said. What happens with the tie? I assume it just defaults to trust. Why do you want to hurt Anbu, Cookie? Let them do what they want. Alright, Anbu's getting up. And getting back to it. Okay. So we can do building upgrades. Sawmill, quarry. Okay. We can also do the kitchen, which gives us a higher quality of food. We can get the herbalists, the village doctor, the town square, pest control. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here that I wasn't aware of. So we need a lot more notes before we can commit the ultimate sacrifice. Let's go ahead and get the Anbu kitchen going. That way we can feed Anbu. I'm using so many planks and we're just not making them fast enough. How many unemployed people do I have right now? Not that many. I also just remembered we got better huts. So the huts have quality 3, beds 3. So yeah, so 2 huts give me the same amount of living space as 3 tents, but a higher quality living space. And the good news is you don't use planks, so you start working on that. Oh, we also got the scavenger thing. Let me guess, you gotta be... Okay, so you need to be by an edge, not necessarily the front. Look at us, we're the Anbu now. It wouldn't have mattered. Either direction was hardy mushrooms. I'm assuming the reason why you would run is that we hit something like this, there'd be like poisonous gas or whatever. And so we need to make Anbu run through it to get as little exposure as possible kind of thing. Oh, speaking of which, cactus, beet, corn, cactus. Did we not have... Oh, right. I was going to do tomatoes as well, but we simply did not have nearly enough water. But now we are getting enough water. So we'll be able to go back and get a water tower and all that in not too long. And start getting that fixed up. Okay, so our food supply is getting low enough that it is saying that they're only going to eat when they're starving. Which does not sound encouraging. We are getting our farm to have a lot more food going on it, so hopefully that'll get that resolved soon. And we're continuing to add more and more berries to our berry area down here. Yeah, so hopefully we can get that expanded. Because the berries I can only expand as much as the berry things grow. We did massively expand our farm. And with the additional water coming in, we should actually be able to make that all happen. Happiness is low. Maintain a happiness of 8 to attract more nomads. Yeah, so hunger is a very genuine problem. They kind of snuck up on me in that I didn't notice our happiness is getting low until it was already pretty bad. Like, they have this indicator here that's supposed to teach me things. Okay, Ambu's getting hungry. That's fine. Their villagers' happiness... Here, let's see. The villagers' happy level has fallen below their needs. A revolt meter in the happiness widget will slowly fill up. When it fills, a number of villagers will leave your village. The happiness will stop from revolting. Don't forget, you can click on the happiness. Yeah, so basically it's saying they're getting upset with us. And they will revolt soon. Show interactions. We are preparing. The villagers are displeased. If their happiness remains below 3 for 1 day, 18 hours, 2 villagers will leave your village. Okay, we're bringing the mushroom snack. Oh, it's going to take you a while because you need a lot of mushrooms. I understand. Yeah, so we're right on the fence of being able to get the food past scarcity. With these growing now, we should be able to get over that fence. Yeah, starting to have people starve. The Survival City Builder Classic, where you grow too fast, and then people start starving. How many free ones? Okay, so we can afford to lose 2 people. Alright. So Ambu is enjoying himself a big ol' snack. Gotcha. So that wasn't enough to fully fill Ambu, but we did buy some more time. Villagers hungry? Yes, they are. We're trying to get that sorted. We're like on that fence at the farm here. Because we were short on water for a long time. And now it's basically resolved. Yeah, because we don't lose progress, if I remember correctly, when you swap. Scavenger hut has been constructed. So open the map. That is where we can get some iron. We're sending some villagers to do that. All right. It's warning me I'm running out of time. There's a pile of berries in the ground. Just go eat it. Okay, it looks like we have crept just above the amount, and we're back below. Okay, so it slowly decays back down. And the berry people are getting as much as they can as fast as they can. Then we'll get the tomatoes going as well. We're probably gonna have 2 people leave very soon. Because we're right on that fence of recouping. And what's this? Herbs. And you're missing water. The scavenger party has brought back 5 iron ore. Okay, so open the map here. Scavenging rations. Scavenging party is ready. Right, so it looks like what'll happen is we can't go far away locations without scavenging rations. In the last corner we can make that tomatoes and that'll be that much more food. It does look like we managed to get above the unhappiness now. Just a little. So we just need to increase our food. It's like right on that fence. We are slowly bringing more and more berries down, which will help with the help with that food supply down there. The farm should be stabilizing. Once we get the more than one farm is recommended. Oh yeah, no, we're definitely gonna get there. What I want to do is I want to, yeah. So we had two people left, And that stabilized us. Okay, so we got an abandoned camp, which is usually where we get tools. And then we also have more food for Ambu that direction. We have more nomads this way. We don't need more people. So I'm going to say northeast. So you're going to get a chance to say yes or no. Yes means we're going northeast. No means we're going to get more people. People are trying to hurt Ambu. Big sad. Ambu just wants snack. Well, as chat do, we've got a tie. Ambu has accepted our thing. Okay, we dipped below happiness again. Okay, we're at 85 water. Standard chat. Yeah, I know. It's chat as chat always is. Well, I will go ahead and set up a second farm. Trying to decide where I want it to take... Yeah, this will be good. To take advantage as much as we can. The problem we're going to run into here is they're going to stop hauling. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, is it already built? Okay. So plant, beets, corn, cactus. In memory serves one type of farmers for food. Yeah. No, we have one for food and one for mushrooms. Okay, so we got the iron. Which should be getting us towards this. Yeah, so I need a bit more iron before we can upgrade that. Ah. So we have to research the upgrades, but we'll do that. I mean... Oh, I see what you're... Well, no, because I'm making cornfield here. I have no idea what's happening here. Alright, so you're set to corn. I see what you're saying. That might be my problem. So you're set to beets. So in that case, I don't have a reason to not fill this whole thing up. I simply misunderstood what it was doing. It's just out of range on both sides. Yeah, so we don't have any free workers right now. So for right now, we'll shut down that farm because the food is just all rotting there. You got the beets going. Okay, we got light rain. Need path a new farm? Yeah, we can get that. I'm gonna leave the field itself fully covered. Yeah, unfortunately, this is gonna take a little while to get our food up. Yeah, so I simply misunderstood the UI on that one. I thought what I was doing is choosing the plant, then putting it down, then choosing a plant. So we were just canceling our harvests again and again. Yeah, so none of those will be helpful here. Got some herbs we can collect. Yep, that's what we did. Is we turned off this farm and left this farm on, so we had the workers switch over. Trying to slowly collect all the berries to get this to be as full as we can for berries. Okay, we can honestly free up some of these clay workers. They're getting ahead of it, which just means they stand around with nothing better to do. Yeah, so it definitely seems like the idea... Okay, so we're temporarily out of the doghouse. But it seems like the idea is we slowly want to work our way over to, having 4 different farms, 1 for each crop type. So we have decorations. We haven't built any of those. Food management. That's fine. Worker management. Ah, okay, that's cool. So we can just do this on the bird's eye. Okay, so I think now we're starting to get enough food here that we don't need to worry too much. And stuff like stone and all that, we're getting in overabundance. Are you having regular disconnects? I don't know. I'm not dropping any frames, and my connection looks good on my side. Ooh, what are you? On Blue sleeping spot. We found a comfy spot for Envu to sleep, free of any poison. I'm assuming as we go on, there will just be, like, poison will be a pervasive problem. So you'll have to take those breaks to try and recover from the poison and all that. Okay. That's higher poison resistance. Yeah, and Twitch servers have been having a lot of problems recently. So moving to start mining up this way to clear that area. Get that one moved over there. You're doing fine. Okay. You're building a Lego Ideas vending machine. Yeah, hopefully the connection stays good, because it is just one of those things that, you know, as a creator, there's not a whole lot I can do about it.
Thank you, Lornald, for subscribing for 16 months. Oh,
Thank you.
no, I got this game and haven't played it since 2022.
Hey, Lornald, thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub. Yeah, no, this came out in 1.0, I believe, today. So, where you've had early access this whole time, it did finally fully release. But yeah, so thank you so much for that. I do hope you have been enjoying the stream and all that stuff. But yeah, you only get one Prime Gaming sub to use a month, and you used it here, and it means a heck of a lot. Right, you're gonna need to start getting going soon. We will go ahead and start. Yeah, so you do it when you're lying down, walking, or running, but I cannot prepare the food while you're sleeping. Okay, so let's prepare you a snack. Because it also builds up trust. Okay, so pretty soon we should be getting to the point. Alright, forget the tomato plantation for right now. It's taking way too much to get there. Let's get the water tank. Because now we got the beets in production, we are basically slowly climbing ourselves out of the hole. With the water storage, that'll help out a lot. Meanwhile... Okay, there's a cooldown on it. That's fair. Alright, so what I wanted to check is... Alright, we could send a party. That might get us more villagers, which we probably don't actually want. We want to keep them rolling. What is your issue? Oh, it's probably trying to tell me that we're full. Okay, so we've got the water storage there. I'd like the tomato plantation. That's going to take time. We can do the kitchen. Actually, change the plan in that one. There was the upgrade stuff. What do you cost? You can do a smoking hut that's scavenging rations from various types of food. Sure. Oh, you have requirements. Alright, so kitchen's fine. So you can go here and get a water tank. They wrote down the game, you're playing it now. Sorry to repeat, you said you failed to send. It's all good. Yeah, no, it's fun. Like, and I imagine later on, as you... Because the game is supposed to escalate as time goes on. The normal difficulty. So my expectation is we'll eventually get to the point here where we switch biomes and all that. So honestly, this route the difference was the abandoned encampment. The fact it's going to give me food and a resting spot in either direction makes me assume we're about to change biomes to something rough. Oh, what do we store you in? So we have water, salt water, and tainted water. And with that, we're actually getting the water in here much faster. Gotcha, so I get what's going to happen. So basically in this biome, I could just... Alright, I understand. So what we could do here is switch you over to beets, give you staff again, and that's just going to stay consistent until we cross into the next biome. And it looks like there's a forest maybe biome over here. I am glad that I noticed we ditched our people behind us, and we haven't been punished for that in any way. So that would give us salt, and this way gives us the iron. Okay, so we got the kitchen. Building upgrades. I get junk piled everywhere. Question mark. You've encountered a group of settlers looking for a new home. Will you let them join? Pick them up. Confirm. We've got 3 healthy and 2 hungry have joined. Alright. Now get you into the kitchen. And that should massively increase our food amount. And you're already working on that. More or less, we're just clearing space on here, so I can see when bush is coming, all that. And then you're available again. So let's go over here, because we can send them for the iron. Okay. Successfully command Ambu to eat. Alright, so our food is genuinely starting to get a bit more stabilized. My hope is that the kitchen will also benefit us. So we've got berry mush and beet soup. Alright. Which means I will immediately want a second kitchen. To give us more food variety, because that also gives us a higher quality of food. So you got the upgrade buildings. So we're going to loop all the way back down here to getting the tomato plantation set up. And now with that, I should be able to go to these and say upgrade. Increase the production speed in all environments except arid ones. Specialized membrane. 300% production speed in humid environments and 500% production speed in damp environments. But no water production in low humidity levels. Gotcha. So this gives me a little bonus that's for everything but the one bad one. And then this one gives me a massive bonus but only half of the things work. That's kind of a hard call, actually. I'm gonna go with the small bonus, like, all the time. Alright, with that we can upgrade the antenna. Okay, and pretty soon... Alright, so it looks like we're going to be able to turn east. Well done, you have learned the basics and I'm sure you're ready to lead us now. I will keep an eye on your progress from afar, and will chime in whenever I feel like it, because you're just going to have to deal with me because I'm pretending to be hands-off, but really I'm not hands-off, I just don't want to be caught up in the minutia. It likely is something more to contribute. After all, there are many unknown dangers lurking out there. But I have faith that you can overcome them, and that I'll be able to celebrate your success in the future. If you have any questions, feel free to consult the Elder's Notebook at any time. Alright, so it looks like if we go ahead, to the east is forest. Oh, you're taking a little nap? You know what? That's fair. You enjoy your comfy sleeping spot. We're in no rush right now. Ah, food management, I see. So what it's saying is now that we're cooking berries, I should go here and say, hey, no longer eat the raw berries. The raw berries are off limit. You only get the fancy cooked berries. Okay, so that gives us a bit more water. Oh. The upgrade is complete. Well done. Though, we'll have to wait for someone to contest it to see whether it actually made any difference. This gets more and more hideous the longer I look at it. Hideous? I think it's... okay. It's... let's call it beautiful in its own way? Okay, so we can upgrade the farm. Increase the maximum number of employees on this building by 2. Increases the yield of all crops produced by this building +1. But compost is required to plant them. We're going to go ahead and upgrade the farm to accept farmhands. We're just going through now and we're going to upgrade all our buildings as best we can. Most of these kind of games, upgrading your buildings is always a safe bet. Okay, we got that one. Go out there and go get some salt. Yeah, so it's looking more and more like east will be changing our biome, whereas north will be staying in our current biome. Yeah, and we're trying to get the tomato plantation online. We have increased the yield of our air wells. And that gives us more farmers on these. So let's go ahead and upgrade you next. We are low on tools. We are out of tools. Okay, so we're not building any more upgrades right now because we ran ourselves out of tools. Wait for transmission. Research landscaping. And you want me to turn back on the consumption of berries, and we're turning that back off immediately. All right. Meanwhile, you, on the other hand, are going to make beet soup. And I do not have the spare workers. But then with that, food management, stop eating the beets themselves. Big yawn, Anbu. Yep. Okay, so we definitely have forest to the east. I can't tell if that's also forest, so like either way we're getting forest. I think it's either way we're getting forest. Right now, I don't have enough here for it to really make a difference. I know I'm getting some mushroom over there, but I don't know what the alternative is. So yeah. Oh yeah, no, scavenging is really solid. It definitely feels like you kind of want to throw them out there to get those materials as much as possible. And I guess the idea is later on you'll get rations that you can go farther out. Like, it looks like if we get to the point of not having stone and wood and all that on Anbu themselves, then ultimately we will be able to just send stuff out to get it. We have received another transmission, and it seems to be our mysterious benefactor from last time. You actually managed to complete it? I'm impressed. How is the connection on your end? Hello there, I can hear you loud and clear. I'm Waltraud, one of our village's elders. On behalf of everyone here, thank you very much for the blueprint. But if I may ask, who are you? Why do you possess this technology? Right, I haven't properly introduced myself. Call me Nona. I've always been interested in learning new things, and residing in an old research facility surrounded by ancient books and technology has certainly helped. But I am currently much more interested in who you are. A people living on Anbu, a species long thought to be extinct, a real, living, wandering village. How do you know so much about us? I'm sorry, who are you? Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking. My name is Theodore. I'm one of the elders here. So would you please answer my question? Oh, of course. I see. Well, my facility is here in surprisingly good condition, which means I can gather a lot of data from all over the world. I have seismometers to capture the rhythm of Anbu's gait. The long-range microphones record the melody of its sounds. It's so incredible. And the fact that you managed to construct a crude transmitter is just a metaphorical cherry on top. See, dear, I told you it would be a good idea. But Nona, why did you contact us? Would you like to come here and join us? Oh, thank you very much for the offer, but I can't leave the facility just yet. No, there is something much more urgent I need to discuss with you. Surely you've noticed the spread of the poisonous fungus that's getting worse every day? Yes, unfortunately, a lot of people are seeking refuge in our village. Many have already been affected by the poisonous spores. There seems to be no end in sight. You're right, there isn't. Not if we don't do something, that is. But with your ability to survive out there and the technology at my disposal, we might be able to fight back. Fight back? How do you imagine us fighting back against what's plagued this world for generations? Scattered across these lands are relics of the old world. I'll tell you more about them when the time is right. But know this, I do have a plan. And with the relics in hand, we stand a chance. You want us to run errands for you? Even now we're barely managing to survive? Any distraction could be the death of us. I understand your reservations, but I believe that the ultimate fate of not only your village, but the entire world depends on this. And you are only ones I could ask, because this is something only a wandering village could achieve. No. I say we shouldn't do this. Why should we trust an outsider? Why should you trust me? Why should I trust you? It's been hundreds of years since anyone has seen an Anbu. how do you know you're not just going to exploit it for your own gain, like all the other humans before you? What we do is none of your business, and you'll need to trust us because you just want us for your own gain. Now hold on, dear. Nona, please hear me out. I can only speak for myself, but would not want to exploit our Ambu. We are in need of each other, and that's why I would like to live in harmony, not only with Ambu, but also with you. I know it can be difficult to balance a strike, or strike a balance, whatever, but we're all doing our best. And it's not my husband's decision what we do as a village, it's our leaders, so please, tell us where we'd be able to find these relics. Thank you. I'll try to locate one close to you, and I'll be in touch once I know more. Theo, you can't talk to people like that. I guess we can give it a shot. I'll be in my tent. Oh, we can be so difficult sometimes. I know you'll make the right decision for us, my friend. Yep. Have you ever wanted to be a sacrifice? If you're going to usurp my leadership by getting yourselves in the middle of important diplomatic things and just answering on my behalf, I think you should be a sacrifice. Go get me more iron. Sacrifice. Be right back. Updating my dating profile. Hey, you know what? I am willing to bet you get a chuckle out of someone from that. And honestly, that's usually not a bad card to play. Alright, so we're waiting for the population to go up. Alright, so honestly, between the two, it looks like we're looking at pretty close to the same thing. I'm just going to let Ambu make Ambu decisions. Okay, so basically if I don't have the materials, that'll sit there idle forever. That also requires water. So let's go ahead and get something else going. We can get the herbalist, which will get us new materials. We also make the town square. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be one of those things that we're going to need to just get a lot of water. Oh, she's already back in touch. I've located a relic in your vicinity. It is being kept by a man who needs your help. He is a bit of an oddball, but please, hear him out. I'll connect him to you now. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, how can I help? Lady I talked to said you lived on an Anbu and would be able to deploy flying scavengers. Yes, that is correct. Amazing. Please, you must help me. One of my beloved carrier pigeons, Biko, has gone missing on a recent sortie. He must have gone lost inside the poison storm, and I don't know what to do. I can't go by myself, and I'm afraid of sending more birds to find him would just lead me to losing even more of them as well. So please, if you spot any poison storms from up high, send your scavengers out there to look for my Biko. Oh, poor Biko. Of course we'll look for him and, endanger normal people for, like, a pigeon to a strange man. Rest assured we'll give him our best we can. I happen to have some experience as a veterinarian, so I will personally accompany our scavengers. Thank you so much. The lady said you'd be particularly interested in this old relic my father kept around. You can have it if only you bring back my boy. We'll do our best. Take care. You handled that well. Make sure to take a look at your map. I will check the surroundings for poison storms and mark any of them that stand out to me. Thank you again. Talk to you soon. You want to go out there yourself? At your age? For a crazy person's bird? Have you finally gone mad? Dearie, I'm basically already dead. So, whatever. YOLO. Dear, someone needs to help, and I feel more than capable of providing it. As soon as we locate it. I'm going. End of discussion. Don't worry about me, dear. They just made the male elder perpetually a jerk. So we have, that's saying we have food available. But it's also saying they're hungry. Alright, well let's go ahead and allow them to hit the beets again. We got spare beets. Okay. Yeah, so it seems like regardless, we're gonna have good stuff. Because that just gives me herbs and that. So I'm not really worried. We'll just let Ambo decide. Okay, and they're back with more goodies. We're not quite ready to go to the next place. Depends on which way we turn. It'll be after the crossroads before we can send scavengers out again. Okay, we'll move you down here. You know there's like the cool grandmother out there who's like 82 and just being like, of course I'm going gambling. YOLO. And you're like, Grandma, please. Please, Grandma, we need to not do this, Grandma. Right, and I didn't have more tools for that. So I go over here. Okay, so we got another researcher for town square. So part of the thing we've got going on here. Oh, yeah, that'll let me have a cache of the research. Yeah, so the food is fine. Your villagers are full of hope. Their happiness has been increased by 1. This will go away after 1 day, 10 hours. Excellent. I look forward to your collapsing hope. Oh, we are once again riding the capacity of our water. Okay, so I apparently need yet another water well. Oh, it's 3x3. Right. Anbo, your spines are very inconvenient, buddy. Alright, so with that, they're cooking up more meals. So preparing the simple meals. And in addition to that, we can add another kitchen because I did see there's a recipe for mushroom. Ah, so this might be one of those things that what we'll probably want to do is eventually, can we move the houses? We cannot. We'll eventually want to start moving all that over there. Okay, hear me out. We could sacrifice a villager. It says it also gives us a gradually growing cult status or whatever. But you know. There's the Ombu cache. You can just put that right there. So you can send a party to that. And they should be back in time for us to send a party there. Send a party here. Hey, we actually got more villagers. It's been a while since we've done that. Okay. So we can build the town square. And that's going to take a little while. But the idea is to have like an actual decent housing area that we can put decorations up and that kind of thing. Toxicity. Anbu has entered a toxic biome that will be poisonous. Anbu and your villagers. Toxicity is usually higher near the ground, meaning the poisoning will get worse if Anbu is resting or sleeping. The biome toxicity display is on the top bar. Anbu's current posture along with the current toxicity level. Over to hear more. Okay. So we have low ground toxicity, good air toxicity. So the problem we have now is Anbu's eventually gonna need to sleep, and it's gonna be no fun. So we're gonna need to start researching stuff for treating Anbu to make sure Anbu's okay. Enlightenment. A scientific expedition started by the Anbu doctor to observe Anbu and determine whether it is a divine being. Requires Anbu notes. So you have the Anbu doctor, allows you to send workers out to cure Anbu of poison or heal it. Okay, is there a better crop? No, right now beets are what it's at. So we're gonna take a hit on our food, which is something that's terrifying to think about. So we're definitely producing it faster than we can eat it. So we'll allow them to keep eating the raw beets. Okay, and we're going to immediately not upgrade it because I don't have tools. So we're increasing our water production. All right. So you give wood and medical, and you give iron. I can't get iron on Anbu, so we're just going to keep sending you out. Yeah, so trying to build a town square and all that up there. So we need to get a village doctor and all that. In total housing, we've got 67. So we do have people staying in the really crappy housing. The good news is I'm already working on changing our housing over to good housing. And you aren't getting enough berries to maintain it. So I'm going to knock one employee off of you. Try and find that balance. Alright. So we have the Anbu pharmacy. Creates medicine that you can give Anbu by the Anbu doctor. I don't have all the supplies I need for that. So I get the village doctor going. No, I lied. I want to get the herbalist going. It's fine. We're stuck with it. I can't seem to figure out why I'm going. Coming alert mode to hoping to become the doctor. Yep, we can see if that sticks to them or not. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and feeds the current employee to Ambu. Decreases Ambu's hunger but stops all revolts for a while. Increases cult level. So right now, we're gonna feed them mushroom. But the next time these uppity people start getting uppity, you know, the Ambu will feed. Okay, we can tell them to harvest all that. Okay, we will send a party to get herbs there. So we got abandoned encampment up ahead and a shrine. Holds an ancient artifact containing forgotten knowledge. So between having more people and tools I need and things that are new, I want to go north. So you can say yes if you would like Ambu to listen and go north, or you can say no and then Ambu will go to the right and get us more people, which also can be useful, and I still might be close enough to get the artifact anyways, so I'm not too broken either way. The one thing we're going to run into here is probably relatively soon Ambu is going to have to sleep and is going to get a little sick from the poison. I don't think we can really avoid that happening. Cool. And Ambu is cooperating. So we have the Ambu doctor. So you can put that anywhere. I'm going to put it just right there for now. Okay. So we got that. Next we need the herbalist. Now I've got the village doctor. And we need more people for everything. How many free people do we have? 3. I don't have the supplies yet. So Ambu's getting sleepy, and that's just what's gonna be. Well, we can't reach the poison storm. Yeah, so with this, Ambu is being exposed to low poison. So that's not great. Yeah, and they're all like, you need workers. Alright, bear with me, chat. While that's running real fast, I'm going to quickly use the restroom and I'll be right back. So thank you again for tuning in. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, looks like we got this done. So we want to go ahead and get more herbs. So we keep sending people out from Ambu. And what are you waiting on? You need slabs. Which we're using for everything. Alright, so you... can make mushroom soup. To continue to improve our food reserves and our variety of food. So in case you're curious, you can have beet soup, you can have mushroom soup, or you can have berry soup. That's what's on the menu here. So if you wanted something other than beet, mushroom, or berry soup, no. Straight out. You can only have your fruits and veg in soup form. Not that there's anything wrong with soup, but, you know, exclusively soup. Yeah, so that's waiting on slabs as well. Okay, so we got more people. Help fill in those roles we've got. Okay. How about beet, mushroom, berry mush soup? I mean, honestly, if you were stuck to just having those three soups, I would definitely be like, do berries and mushroom go together? No. Am I going to try it just to have something different? Probably. So let's also check where... One second. So we got you. I'm going to probably not send that on their way. Because that just gives me wood. And we already have wood to spare. So I'd rather keep them in reserve for when, you know, you start getting to go. So the good news here is it seems like the poison level is extremely low. Yes, overall it considers them in extremely good health. Okay, so we've got the houses built. So it should mean we should start slowly building up our number of stone slabs so we can get the next research done. And I'd like to assign workers, but then we are consuming our herbs before we can produce herbs. So just slowly deforesting this whole place. Oh, you're out of stone. We can just move you up here then. Keep you clearing out all the stone. Yeah, when we wakes up, we're gonna go ahead and feed him after that. Okay, there's some herbs. Alright, pretty soon he's gonna wake up and get moving again. Alright, so how are we doing? Yeah, we need 10 of the slabs. Oh, give me 2 seconds, chat. I'm gonna grab my new drink. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'm apparently muted. I see the storms that way. Apparently turn this way. There's also another relic over here. Or forgotten knowledge. So do we try to turn to the right to do the actual quest objective? Or keep on the stuff that seems like it's going to give me more good things in general? Pest control, Stone Road. Stone Road probably makes us faster. I'll mark that. Shrine Delicious Knowledge. Alright, works for me. I don't think there's a wrong answer there. I imagine you just keep having more and more opportunities for more and more stuff. Okay, so you have the Herbalist. So I'm assuming this will work just like the other buildings we built so far. That we plunk it down here. And then we would set a whole area to do the herb stuff. Yeah, so you're running out of beets. And that's partly because the beets aren't quite in their good growth season. Hey, Randall Thor, thank you for the 210 stream streak. How's the game? The game's going good. We're making good progress. There's no pressure to finish quests anyways. Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything like that. Alright, go get Shrine. Because we can grab that, and that one might... I think we're going to be slightly out of range for that one. That's fine. We can go and grab stuff from as many of these as we go past. Alright, and we're just going to say... herb it all. Because now with that, we can add a village doctor. And an Ombu doctor. And it'll need more people. We should also go in here. And put more of these around the town square. Full staff required. We won't worry about full staff then yet. These other buildings are more important. Storage is full. Oh, we're literally making so much soup that we can't handle it. That's perfect. Those are good problems to have. We are getting, some people are getting mild amounts of poison. But we now have a doctor that's dealing with stuff, so that's good news. Meanwhile, Ombu is starting to get a little bit on the hunger. Let's go ahead and huck some mushrooms up here. Let's make it so only one of you runs, because you're actually obliterating our mushroom supply. Then go here. Tell him to grab all those mushrooms. Okay. Well, that's clearly a different biome over there, so we can't reach that. We can get tools. Yeah, so tools are more important right now. With 6 ancient notes. Love this game so far. Your people are somehow hungry. How's everyone enjoying the game? Was adorable. Yeah, it's pretty good. I did find, for me, the thing that got me in trouble was I misunderstood with these. Basically, you just gotta find a crop and you choose this. When you put down the tiles, that's just what size you want the farm. It will change the crops just by left and right. You don't queue like this is the beet section, that's the corn, that's the whatever. Because that's what I was doing that I ran into problems. And then I started going for kitchens and all that to try and improve the efficiency there. Okay, storage is full for your planks, that's fine too. You're increasing your residential. Have a couple free workers still. Everyone's waiting on stone slabs. Yeah, so we'll give you one, we'll feed you once ourselves. And then you'll be able to eat there. Oh yeah, no, the kitchens will just take existing materials and make them of a higher quality and all that. I'm not so worried about the stone. Salt could be potentially good. But I honestly think like this herb forest is probably my best bet next. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You'll send this one over to the herb forest. As soon as that's done, and the next one's going to go to that spot. Okay, and we're slowly improving the quality of the housing. I'm assuming we're going to get much larger housing later. Yeah, take one person off of that job so I got more spares. So we can do a cheerful gathering where they do a relaxing bonfire and a rite of harmony. That we express gratitude towards Anbu by keeping the village safe. Dried herbs are burned in the air for the pleasant smell. And there's more villagers. And how comes their research? Alright, well, we can actually get that one started. Just need one more herb and we'll be good for that. Yeah, the thing I seem to be struggling with the most right now is honestly getting that water supply up. Let's go ahead and we can upgrade you now. And this one, instead of the all-purpose, we're going to go for the one where it just gives lots of water in good conditions. So these two are set so in any conditions other than the worst, we get a little bit of bonus, and then this one is just really, really big amounts of bonus in good conditions. These ones are kind of just to cover us, and this is just to kind of restock when able. Nightshade. These toadstools are filling, but will put Anbu into a deep slumber. I don't think that's the call right now. Okay, so he told Anbu to eat. And so eating they shall. Meet the wildlings. After a long walk through the woods, your scavengers encounter a group of wildlings. We come in peace, give them something of value. We can't do that. What better way to make friends than to eat together? We'll let them taste something they've never eaten. Which point we have to take 10 of whatever food. We shouldn't mingle with these savages who condemn all technology. Let's leave. I am going to give them some food. Okay, the offering is more than required, so I only have to give them 10. They are grateful for their offer. In return, the elder asks the forest spirits to bless your wandering village. You have a higher spirits have been triggered. So basically got a mood buff. Okay, it looks like regardless of which path we take, we will be going there. Alright, for getting to the Poison Storm, we're going to want to go north. So I'm going to go ahead and choose north. That's to do our Poison Storm objective thing up here. I suspect some people are going to get sick. It also means Ambu here is going to get to eat some really good mushrooms, but it's going to take a big old nap once that happens. So, yes, we continue to progress things. No, we just wander off into the mountain area for no discernible reason. So go ahead and get that going. Alright, looks like the yeses got it. So Anbu is going to accept the command. Meanwhile, we did get our next research done. And go ahead and get the heal shroom going. Now you got you to go get some ancient knowledge. And let's go ahead and do a cheerful gathering because we can. Okay. The villagers are gathering to the bonfire to relax and share stories. Temporarily increases happiness by 3. Meanwhile, we did unlock decorations. Got firework launcher, bushes, flowers, street lamps, which only apply directly next to it, red posts. Gotcha. So these ones give you more of a buff, but they only go 1 tile. These ones, it's not as big of a buff, but it's more space. Okay. So just gonna put some flowers off on the edges here. And I don't know what happens if we max out those. Meanwhile, I got more people that visited. Your villagers' needs have increased from 4 to 5. I don't know what that means. The scavengers have returned. With more technology. Can you give me berry bushes? So we'll send that out. Ooh. So we're gonna go check out an oasis. Ah, we're going to a barren desert. That's not great. It's not great at all. We need to move you. Keep cutting down all the trees. How are we doing on our mushrooms? So mushrooms we're really not doing great on. We need to get more of this area opened up. So your 3 tools. So I've got the one that gives us tons of water. The desert's rough? Yeah, nuts I figure. It looks like we're getting the desert either way. You get sand. Alright, well as soon as that's sorted, we're going to move on to the next one. So it is good that we can get these, you know, more berry bushes. Organize a cheerful gathering. Did we not already just do that? Yes, if you get decoration total, I don't know what getting a full decoration total does. Gonna find out though. Now, would you vote next time if there's a tie? Don't know. Yeah, so I'm curious if we max these out, what happens? All right. So with that, send the party into the poison storm. And our people are exceptionally happy now. Okay. So checking in our housing, we have 88 houses. We're going to need to expand our housing even more. Okay. So we're working on all that. And I'd like to start tearing down the other one. Well, students will typically try to choose what's best for the game, village progress. We can just agree, disagree. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. What I'd like to do is try to get as much water stored as possible before we get into the desert here. Okay, you're just waiting on stuff to be built. You don't have anything you need to do. Slabs, 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 slabs. Are you actually low on wood? We're not low on wood, are we? No, we're not low on wood. We're back. Well, here, you okay? Don't worry about me, dear. We found the bird. He's in pretty bad shape. I see. Let's notify Pidge Guy immediately. That's the first sensible thing you've said in weeks, dear. Pidge, we found Biko, but... Oh no, he's dead, isn't he? I knew I shouldn't have sent... No, calm down, Pidge. He's still alive. But we were inside the poison storm for quite a while. I managed to stabilize him and bring him back to our village. But I'm afraid I don't know enough about birds to help him any farther. Oh, what a relief. You've already saved him from going out there... Saved him by going out there alive. As for further treatment, pigeons are actually rather good at taking care of themselves as long as they can find herbs. If he is able to fly, just send him my way with a few herbs, and he'll be cured by the time he gets here. Are you sure? If all he needs is herbs, we can take care of him here. That's very nice of you, but he knows best what dosage he needs, and I'd rather have him leave while your village is still close to his home. Understood. I'll check if we have any herbs we can spare to send him on your way once we're ready. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing my boy again. See, dear, there's nothing to worry about. Are you sure? Come home. I'll make some tea. She's gonna die. Deliver resources. Okay. Thank you so much. My boy is back. Already? Of course. He's such a good boy. Who is the smartest? You are. Who is the smartest boy? You are. Wait, who are you? I'm the village elder. You were talking to my wife before, but she's come down with a sickness. I'm sorry to hear that. Please, let her know that I'm eternally grateful for you, to you all. Should you ever need to transport resources to settlements on the ground, my birds will be at your service. As for your reward, I've sent another one of my birds your way. He should be arriving any minute. Farewell, my friends. I have to look after my boys and girls now. Goodbye, weird bird guy. I must admit, it feels good being able to help him. More dialogue. So, is what Nona told you... Let's see. So this is what Nona told us about. Strange. I've never seen anything quite like it. It clearly is some kind of seed, but I don't know any plant that could help us fight back against the fungi. You managed to find it? Well done. What you're holding in your hands is the seed of an almost extinct species. If we can get it to grow, it will filter the water and neutralize the poison, thus cleanse the soil. That is certainly impressive if true. But is that your entire plan? Planting a tree and waiting for it to save the world? Oh, lighten up, will you, my dear? Wally, you shouldn't be out here. Go back to bed, please. I'm plenty old enough to make my own decisions, and I want to hear what the plan is. Nona, please continue. Certainly. Yes, planting the seeds and waiting for them to save the world is ultimately my entire plan. Their effects are much more potent than you would think, though. It would only take a few decades to make a large portions of the world livable again. I am aware this is still a considerable amount of time, and we will of course need more than just this one. Okay, then why don't we plant this one right now and find out how potent they are? That, unfortunately, won't work. Like I said, these are relics of the old world, and they have been in stasis for a long time. We will have to treat them with a special compound to revive them, so to say. But I'm still looking for the ingredients, so in the meantime, I would ask you to continue to gather these seeds. Oh, there's always something else, isn't there? Dear. We found this one just like she said we would. I think we can afford to be a little bit more trusting in exchange for the first genuine glimmer of hope we've had in decades. Wally, let's get you to bed. I'm not going before you haven't apologized. Apologize? What in the world am I apologizing for? Where do I even start? To our leader because you keep micromanaging every single decision even though you stepped down long ago? To me because you keep trying to make my decisions for me? And to Nona because you keep doubting every single thing she says. It's because she reminds you too much of... Enough. Okay. I'm sorry, I trust you. I trust you, Nona. That you've been everyone's best interest at heart. I trust you, leader, to make the right decisions for your village. And I trust you, Wally. Always with my heart. Good. Is that so hard? Was it? Now, Nona, can you tell us where to find more of them? Thank you. These seeds are kept as keepsakes for the old world, usually exchanged as a sign of gratitude. So if you come across anyone in need of help, you might reward you with one of them. I will do my best to locate and mark any that I can find in your map for you. If someone out there has access to a transmitter, they might even contact you directly should they require aid that only a wandering village can provide. If you are ever struggling to keep up with the search amidst the pressures of having to decide, don't be afraid to miss out on some of them. I will try to locate other ones. We'll do our best. Yes, we will, I promise. Now let's get you back to bed, Wally. Yes, yes, dear. Thank you again. Get well soon, and I'll be in touch. I still think we should make that man a sacrifice. So we got oases. Oases give you a good amount, like that's actually a pretty respectable amount of water. Meanwhile, we'll send a party to get more berry bushes. Old man yells at the clouds. Exactly. Hey, look, man, those clouds started it. Being all different and stuff. How dare they? Okay, we're just slowly going through here doing all that. You're getting pretty close to tapping out all the stone over here. Alright. Maybe we could just make him a snack burst. Maybe he's angry. No, they offered me cult things. And we do have a dare drop thing where I need to feed people to Ambu. And it gives us a gradually increasing cult status, so I'm curious about that. Oh good, we're finally getting this area opened up so we can get more mushrooms in. Okay, they're back with more berries. That'll just get us herbs, but I mean, I don't have anything else in range, so get out there. And it doesn't help sacrificing is still an option. Okay, so we still got more berry bushes to move around and all that. Oh, it's a dare drop thing? Well, roll it out. The snacks for Ambu, I mean. Yeah. Alright, so we got a bunch of workers that we have. Idle workers. Actually, where was the list of all of our job stuff? That's research. Worker management. Kitchen, go for it. Mining camp, go for it. Clay gathering, go for it. Village doctor, go for it. And then we still got five free workers. Yeah, so we gotta wait for them to move forward more. We could definitely use another mushroom farm. I don't really have a spot open for one right now. I mean, that's not true. I can put one over here. These clay deposits are not super convenient. We got plenty of compost. Okay, so we got our flyers back, but until Ambu moves, we can't do much. The downside is Ambu is right about to get up and walk directly like 10 feet ahead to stuff that puts Ambu in a deep slumber. So that's not the most convenient timing. Okay. So, housing-wise, we got 100 housing. What we're going to start doing now is we're going to start tearing down the crappy houses. To try and get all our people moved into this nicer area over here. Well, we have sacrificed a villager. Your people occasionally request a sacrifice to Ambu. If the request is not fulfilled, they will get slightly anxious. Frightened. A villager was fed to Ambu. The cult is developing around Ambu, and the people are too scared to revolt. Excellent. Excellent. And good. Ambu was fed enough, he did not stop and eat the mushrooms and knock them out. We have received a transmission through our antenna tower. Aye. See, you can communicate over the airwaves. You have a seafaring vessel to boot. Seafaring vessel? You mean Ambu? Aye. Don't care what you call it. But I'm glad you're out there. Listen, I have a favor to ask. From one sailor to another, not many of us left these days. I know it ain't much, but can I give you your plant thing in return? A few years back, me and me mates got into this storm like we'd never seen before. For some reason, we could do anything. The waves sunk our old schooner, ripped the masts right off the deck. Lost my entire crew these days. Playing Sea of Thieves. It was pretty grim times. But I heard rumors of some pieces of the wreckage have washed up on the coast of the sandbanks lately. Could you check out and see if there's any mementos from me crew? I'd go myself, but I'm only one man and a little sloop won't get me far. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll look out for shipwrecks then. Thank you. It's me one regret that I couldn't give proper farewell to me mates. I'm looking forward to what you find. And send party for water. So we're about to go into the desert, and so things are going to get a little interesting. So what's going to happen here is when we go into desert, so the beets won't make it. Corn is in the sweet spot. I was not anticipating corn being a sweet spot. We can do corn and cactus. So what's going to end up happening here is we're going to let the beets keep being cooked for now. And for the moment, we don't have enough berries. So we make polenta. So corn soup. Well, that's way out there, friend. Can we upgrade this? No. What research are we doing that's just sitting here not getting done? Ah, you need mushrooms. I don't have spare mushrooms. Scavenging stuff. We have the sawmill. We have the Ambu pharmacy. We have the smoking hut. Wait, here we go. A brick furnaces produces brick from clay. Oh, there's way more over there. Okay. We'll focus on the smoking hut first, because that'll give me more stuff. Well, the thing of we live in a dinosaur back of the anime isn't anime enough itself. Yeah, so the thing is I would need, I need to be able to make these, scavenging rations, and I don't have that capability yet, so I can't get over there. Oh, that's not going to be close enough, I don't think. Yeah, so we're just waiting on stone slabs. I will say, that music is solid. So as soon as they come back with a bunch of water, we're going to send the next one out to get a bunch more water. Actually, check. Are you functioning right now? So our water production is offline. Do both the corn and the cactus require? I see. Yes, that's definitely going to be out of range. So cult level 1, 2, or 3. So my assumption is as you do that, the cult level will demand you to do more sacrifices. Well, I do want to get that dare drop done. And we do have spare people that I don't really need. And we are about to get more spare people that I don't really need. So, you know... Here goes a villager. And there's 3 new villagers. So we're at cult level 2. Your people occasionally request a sacrifice. If it's not fulfilled, they will get unhappy. Did you feed the critter the villager? Yeah. So we're doing some dare drops. And I've got 2 of them. One is to build like a thing that has a monument, and the other one is I need to commit the ultimate sacrifice, which is to feed 5 of my villagers to it. And I haven't seen anything related to... So I can get some tools. Let's grab... Oh, and you're gonna give me fish? Look at the fish. And the other one is I have to make a monument. Blood extractor? Oh, that's upsetting. So we can extract stuff out of Ambu. We have wheat harvesting, community plaza, feeding granary, decontaminator, stone road. I'm not seeing anything about a monument. Learn how to grow toxic spores into poisonous fungi, a very dangerous venture. It evaporates various liquids to create water. Spore distillery produces fungal essence from poisonous spores. The harmful fuels make workers susceptible to poisoning. Alright. These sound like great ideas. We can remove blood from Ambu and make it into black pudding. A scientific expedition started by Ambu Doctor to observe and determine whether it is a divine being. Requires Ambu notes to start. Resets cult levels. Well, it's been a couple seconds. Let's see what happens. I'm assuming you get a game over if you get the cult level high enough, or there's some, like, major consequence. Your people occasionally will request a sacrifice to Anbu. If the request is not fulfilled, they will get furious. I understand. So basically, once you sacrifice a villager to Anbu, from then on, it's just something that occasionally will come up. They'll be like, kill a villager. All right, this will be our 4th villager, because I'd like to get at least one of these dare drops done. And then we'll have one more, and then that dare drop's done. Because, like, the monument one, I don't see how we do that. Like, I'm missing something there with that one. Because I haven't seen anything related to a feeding pump. The discipliner, okay. And that'll be number 5. And so once this one's eaten, that is the first dare drop we've signed up for done, where we need to feed 5 villagers to Anbu for the ultimate sacrifice. And then let me check. So what was the other objective? So build a pretty park with one of the monument buildings as the center. One of the monument buildings. I don't know what a monument building is. Yes, that one might not end up getting done because game do not explain. That's always the thing we run into. Let's see, why not just have the local saves? Why not just have those be local saves, and who cares about how many we have? Similar to that, you introduce the markers play. The 5 person with the ability to serve her own. Oh, I'm missing stuff. I fell behind the conversation worrying about sacrificing people. You know how it is. You get into that whole sacrificing people thing, and it's really hard to not, focus on it. Okay, so we've got all that. All right. We got even more nomads. Food is apparently getting scarce. I was not paying attention to that. So what we're gonna do is go to our menu thing. You may eat the raw food. For right now, you're not gonna get any mushroom stew done. So go ahead and make berry. So we got that. Yeah, well, that's the thing. They had it only as considered a medium difficulty dare, but sometimes the dares aren't quite aligned with what we got. So far as housing I've got housing for 100 people. We've only got 67. Let's go ahead and knock down the flop house. And in the meantime, gonna add more housing up here. Alright, so you got that. Go ahead and get us our ancient scrolls. Looks like there's another biome coming up ahead. Yeah, so right now all my water collectors are doing nothing. Okay, so you're out of beets. You get switched over, because we're not going to get any more beets while in the desert. I was about to tell him to go sleep anyway, so he's doing it himself. So the good news is we're getting pretty close to getting across the other side of the desert from the looks of that. So we're kind of riding that out. Our food is not doing amazing, but we are holding up all right. The big thing that's going to be a problem is our water is definitely... Well, actually... Oh, I am good on water. Okay, well, I've been putting this off for a while because we keep not having the water for it. Let's go ahead and get the tomatoes finally researched. But yeah, my assumption is it's locked behind research for the monuments. It could also be quest progression kind of thing. Yeah, because it's none of those. Community Plaza. Yeah, where are you? The idea that you can extract... Oh yeah, no, that's the end of the game. Yeah, so we won't worry about that dare drop. That's literally the end of the game. But again, I'm saying, Rual, you're just doing something wrong, or does Farm Sim 25 go-to tasks just not work? So, I found the go-to tasks on some maps can be pretty rough. Other maps, they work really well. So it's kind of one of those things that it depends. So it looks like you got a green biome over here and another biome over there. I can't tell. You can scavenge water from the dunes too. Not seeing in that one, but I'm not too worried. I still have 100 spare water, and we're getting out of here still. And then when we get into whatever biome, we can go ahead and get that sorted out. And we're getting all of our people moved up there. That's good news. Like I said, I literally want to get the residential away from here and have like this whole area up here where we've got all the niceties and all that. Okay, so we now have tomatoes as a thing we can do. We have the brick furnace. We have the dung collector, which we don't really need. The fishery won't do us any good until we're on a water biome. Which will probably happen sooner rather than later. We don't have any spare mushrooms, so don't worry about that. Okay. Yeah, we're getting the ancient notes. We haven't seen anything from that. But yeah, no, like I found the map, what was it, Riverside or whatever? The roughly southeastern US map on Farm Sim. Getting your stuff to move around on that map was absolute hell. Where the Asian map and the Eastern European map being a lot more flat and all that, they were pretty good about. It's not the base resource, but it does appear there. Makes sense. I mean, at the moment, I'm just sending scavenger parties to anything in range. Alright, so that should give me more of this. Alright. Bile extractor. Yeah, the fact that you can get these materials by, like, invasively doing stuff to Ambu sounds pretty awful. So set the smoking hut. They're right about to finish scavenging that, so then we can scavenge the next shrine. I'm assuming that's going to be like our ocean/beach thing, because it looks like sand as well. It's been given a bluish tint. Oh, and you've run out of wood nearby. You've run out of wood nearby. You can go here and say harvest. All that, move the berry bushes. Harvest, move the berry bush, move the berry bush. I think there was one of the dare drops was to get to like day 100 without eating any berries or some nonsense like that. I was like, excuse me? An infested mine. Yes, that's where we'll need survival gear. Yep, version 1.0 is out. I'm assuming eventually we'll be able to test to see, like, where our trust is at with Anbu. So that eventually you can, you know, knock one of those off, build on there, but, like, work Anbu's trust back up so you're like, hey, I'm just getting rid of this thing. Like, I know you're going to be upset about it, but, like, I need the space. Alright. More nomads. How's our housing going? We have 85 housing and 70 people. We're building 2 more there. Let's go ahead and knock down a couple more of these. They're trying to make space. Basically pursuing the better housing. Get rid of the old junky housing. And food's still holding up alright. Water is honestly doing just plain good. Oh, you know I bet it is? Cactus gives you water. I see. So cactus actually gives you water. So you give up a farm to reduce your food to keep the water rolling in, but cactus is a excellent water source. That makes sense, because then there's like, man, how am I staying so lush with water? Like, what's going on here? All right. But what I do think is probably going to happen here, Chad, just a little bit, is we're probably going to be switching over to RimWorld in not too long. I very much am enjoying this game. It is a very calm, like, relaxing kind of game, which is really good. But I'm also low-key really invested in that RimWorld run we've got going on, that I kind of want to see it wrap up kind of thing, one way or another. Because we've got that run where we're right at the point where I'm just trying to get some, like, final bits of armor and everything before I make the push over to take down the final boss and all that. But yeah, that's just a cool little relaxing, like, chill game and all that. I'm glad it got to 1.0, and this definitely feels like they've taken what was the early access version and really expanded on it. It seems like the scavenging is probably a big part. I could have reached that. It's fine. Because that would give me sand. Yeah, so it seems like a lot of it is you're just this village moving around, and you got all your stuff you're maintaining on your dino back here. But then, you know, the scavengers are doing so much of that. Okay, and how's our... Free idle workers. Okay, so kind of reaching the point I have too many workers and not enough jobs for them to do. Because they've been more or less waiting to get to the other side and all that. One thing I can do in the meantime is that stone's been a problem. And we need more mushroom. So we got that many spare workers, why not? Alright. But yeah, so it's just kind of like having a city builder, survival city builder, where instead of, you know, normally you just kind of have your stuff sitting there, you're like moving your environment around so it changes. It's a nice twist on it to add some variance. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do here, though, chat, is what's going to end up happening is we are going to be switching games here over to RimWorld, where we're going to pick up on the run we've got going on. And by that, I mean I'm going to make myself stop playing, because I will literally go on... Sure. I'll literally just keep going and going. So I'm going to go ahead and do that switch over. If you are watching on YouTube, the stream will be dropping and then coming back up as RimWorld. That's going to take me a minute to get that whole thing set up, so I'll see you all in a couple of minutes. But everyone over here on Twitch, we are going to switch the game. But yeah,